Hey you, have you seen crimes such as robbing, murder, assault, and many other countless crimes happening in society? But have you ever stopped to wonder why criminals commit crimes and how to stop them? Well, you're in luck, because today, I will make a brief education about what seems like a silly question. Greetings, my name is Nadia. I am a 6th grader, and today I will present my project here regarding my culminating project. What is a culminating project? It is a project that I must complete in order to graduate from primary elementary school, replacing what's usually an exam to pass primary school. In this project, I will be spreading awareness through my presentation and documents from all of the information I have gathered regarding crimes. Most specifically, why criminals commit crimes and how to prevent it. Why am I doing this? To spread awareness and educate others regarding law and crimes. Although, as a student, not only is my aim and goal is to educate others, but also to educate myself about topics that are complex and interesting from my point of view. With all of that said, let's start now, shall we? What is a crime? Crime is an offensive act that completely suppresses the systems of law, ranging anywhere from damaging others, animals, properties, physically abuse, damaging property, etc. to rational crime, stealing, illegal businesses, etc. What is financial fraud? Financial fraud is when someone misleads the company or steals identities to obtain good tons of money, using others' identity details as a way to deceive others, or using any other illegal methods. These types of crimes are most commonly referred to as civil crimes, or some say intellectual crimes, although in most cases, it only takes a year to face prison. But that mostly depends on how much money you stole. A way that we can further understand a topic is to look at the examples. Now, the Enron scandal is one of many cases related to the topic of crimes and financial fraud. Now you may ask why? Who is Enron? The Enron Company, formed in July of 1985 by Kenneth Lay and Jeffrey Skilling, was Houston's and North America's largest seller for natural gas. As the company made millions and millions of dollars, Enron was viewed to be the most superior company, as they had sold thousands, millions even of their products all across the world, gaining around $122 million. But there is one massive problem regarding the overall success of Enron, and it is their confusing and complex financial analysis. Not only that, but their unethical accounting practices and their state of financial analysis would only lead to Enron's downfall, their bankruptcy, and many more, all because of Enron's poor corporate governance. As expected, during October of 2001, Enron was caught guilty, thus the creation of the Enron scandal. But really, what were the methods used by Enron? Let's figure it out together. Even if we were to know about Enron's downfall and flaws, it'll be better to know Enron's sneaky tactics to commit financial fraud, don't you think? As of Enron's illegal practices, according to SEC Security and Exchange Commission, they had found and charged Enron with the list below: fraud, money laundering, security fraud, mail fraud, conspiracy. The SEC also charged certain Enron workers such as Andrew S. Fastow, Jeffrey K. Skilling, and many more. Enron had to lose billions of dollars for investors due to their downfall, and the company also went bankrupt, in which lead to many ruined reputations to future jobs for Enron's employees. But since Enron had to fight during the trial, spoiler alert, Enron lost a which meant that Enron had to close its company that had been famous all across the globe, or to put it simply, Enron no longer exists after their failed attempt. Despite all of that, most Enron employees and shareholders still had limited returns in lawsuits. But what happened to Enron's CFO, Chief Financial Officer, Andrew S. Fastow, was a former finance officer working under Enron. until he was fired from Enron's bankruptcy, in which Andrew then got a penalty for 8 years and total originally was 6 years, but he had to serve for an extra 2 years due to him working under Enron's supervision. Not only that, but Jeffrey K. Skilling, former Enron chief executive officer, was also sentenced to a good ol' 14 years in prison, as Jeffrey had committed conspiracy, securities fraud and many more, which led to a new law after the Enron incident, named the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, aka SOX. What is the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, you may ask? The Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002 is a law the U.S. Congress passed on July 30th of that year to help protect investors from fraudulent financial reporting by corporations. Also known as the SOX Act of 2002, it mandated strict reforms to existing securities regulations and imposed tough new penalties on lawbreakers. Also, here are the other SOX acts listed down. Feel free to pause. Now, after knowing all of this, you may wonder, how do I prevent this from happening? Well, the answer itself is quite simple actually. For instance, if you were to say, an employee, then you can set up checks and balances, separating duties and roles, requiring approvals, regular reconciliation of accounts, surveil credit cards and other assets, keep detailed records, and maintain a written financial policy and procedures. These best practices can help detect and prevent fraud, misuse of funds, and other financial improprieties. But if you were a civilian, then the best you can do is to report the crimes you witnessed to the police and not do them. But after absorbing this information, wouldn't it be nice to summarize it all? Well, let's do so. Financial fraud is a crime that refers to someone misleading their company. These methods include misleading, stealing identity, which can land you to roughly 6 to 20 years in prison, with charges such as fraud, money laundering, security fraud, mail fraud, and conspiracy. But thanks to the Enron incident, the U.S. Congress made a law called the Sarbanes-Oxley Act (SOX), which helps to protect companies. But what can we do to reduce crimes? For instance, you can report to the police while also not committing any sort of crimes whatsoever. But if you were an employee, then you can establish checks and balances, separating duties and roles, requiring approvals, regular reconciliation of accounts, monitoring credit cards and other assets, keeping detailed records, and maintaining a written financial policy and procedures. Whoa! And would you look at that? Looks like we've finished our research together. Did you have fun? Did you learn something new? Are you satisfied with me after everything? I hope you did, because this is the end of our journey together. If you look forward to learning something new, then feel free to study. Study at your own pace, study using your own words, have fun while studying. Don't make studying feel like a burden to you. But with all of that said, I thank you for listening to me educate you and I about financial fraud. I hope you have a good day today or tomorrow, and I hope we meet again. And again, my name is Nadia. Hope you had fun while it lasted. Farewell.